NASCAR enthusiasts know that the true stars of this thrilling motorsport are the race cars themselves. Over the years, NASCAR has featured a range of exceptional automobiles, each one a masterpiece of speed, style, and power. However, among the multitude of models that have raced in NASCAR's premier series, some stood out for their stunning visual appeal. But first, subscribe. To craft this list, the primary criteria was that a car should have at least one start in the top series. Number 10. The Dodge Charger, 2005 to 2006. Despite offering opinions on this model, its unique rectangular grille with a cross distinctive front-end redesign and aerodynamic design are undeniably eye-catching. Driven by Casey Kane and Rocket Ryan Newman, these Chargers were used tactically against competitors, often securing top qualifying positions. Number 9. The Ford Thunderbird, 1996 to 1997. Ford's commitment to blending powerful engines with sleek exteriors is evident in this model. The sideways D-shaped grille and aggressive nose lines enhanced aerodynamics, while the car's low-slung silhouette provided an intimidating presence. This Thunderbird was known for its victories and setting the fastest ever race record at Talladega in 1997, demonstrating its incredible potential. However, Ford replaced the Thunderbird with the aerodynamically superior, albeit less visually appealing, Taurus for the 1998 season. Number 8. The Pontiac Grand Prix, which reigned supreme from 1996 to 2002. The revamp of this model came as a response to the lackluster performance and reception of its boxy 1995 predecessor. With its low profile and commanding presence, this car bore a striking resemblance to today's late-model stock cars. Driven by champions like Ward Burton, Tony Stewart, and Bobby Labonte, this model secured multiple victories, including leading Pontiac to its first championship in 11 years. However, despite its superior aerodynamics and success, Pontiac made drastic changes before ultimately exiting NASCAR. Number 7. The groundbreaking 1951 Hudson Hornet. This car was a revolution in the world of racing, thanks to its exceptionally low center of gravity, providing superior stability compared to the large, family-oriented cars of the 1950s. Its smooth ride and aerodynamic design not only made it an attraction, but also helped it match the speed of the fastest cars at the time. The Hornet was such an icon that it inspired the character Doc Hudson in the Pixar movie Cars. Its visual appeal, innovative design, and functional dominance led it to secure the manufacturer's championship from 1951 to 1954. Number 6. The 1988 Buick Regal. This was an intimidating yet elegant vehicle that is still cherished today despite its short lifespan. The Regals of the late 1970s and early 1980s exuded style. Unfortunately, Buick's allure took a hit after they switched to the less appealing Sabre in 1986. However, in 1988, the Regal made a triumphant return, boasting an aggressive front end and streamlined hood and deck lid, allowing it to slice through the air with relentless efficiency. It won its first Daytona 500 that year, a testament to its performance. The Golden Miller High Life number 12 is instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with Buick NASCAR's history at Daytona. Regrettably, the number of teams that persisted with Buick during the LeSabre era was disappointingly low. In 1989, the Regal lost its flared nose in a redesign, leading to a much less appealing appearance. After enduring a downhill journey, Buick ultimately withdrew from the sport after the 1991 season. The lesson was simple: stick to what works. Number 5. The 1971 Dodge Charger, Plymouth Roadrunner, the dawn of the muscle cars. While the 1971 Dodge Charger and Plymouth Roadrunner might have shared a similar shape, their side windows set them apart. Their dynamic design, stooping forward and then raising at the rear, reminded observers of a hunting dog ready to spring into action. These cars caught the eye and quickly soared to the top of popularity charts. During the 1970s, these two automobiles spearheaded the era of muscle cars in NASCAR. Their commanding presence made cars from this decade appear intimidating and robust. After NASCAR banned the rule-breaking Wing Daytona and Superbird in 1970, Chrysler responded with these two masterpieces. Their entire body acted as a colossal air wedge, generating a crazy amount of downforce that secured the cars into turns, and the front tires remained grounded thanks to their air dams. They were conversation starters, groundbreaking wonders that truly deserve their place in history. Number 4. The 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air, the golden age of NASCAR. The 1950s saw a variety of adventurous yet fashionable car bodies introduced. Among these, the 57 Bel Air with its iconic tail fins epitomized the era. This car signified the golden age of NASCAR and classic American automotive culture, prompting widespread imitation. The Bel Air was a pioneer that easily won audiences and competitions, adapting effortlessly to the sandy shores of Daytona or to the dirt tracks of the Carolinas. With Buck Baker's glossy black paint job, this car looked better than ever, leading him to 10 victories and the championship. Number 3. The 1949 Oldsmobile Delta 88, the surprising trailblazer. The inclusion of an Oldsmobile might seem surprising, but the 1949 Oldsmobile Delta 88 Coupe truly deserves a spot on this list. Its enhanced wheel wells and streamlined interior made it appear ahead of its time. Interestingly, Oldsmobile designed it primarily as a road vehicle, not intending it for racing. Despite this, it dominated the inaugural NASCAR Cup Series, winning 5 of the season's 8 races. Despite the release of a new model in 1950, the 1949 model continued to perform exceptionally. Over 70 years since its heyday, this pioneering car has been lovingly preserved, a testament to its enduring legacy. Number 2. The phenomenal Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS, 1986 to 1989. The 1980s was a time of growth and evolution for many, and the automotive industry was no exception. Regulatory changes during this period demanded a reduction in wheelbase length to bring racing cars closer in appearance to their street-legal counterparts. Additionally, regulations necessitated the use of car bodies that could potentially grace a showroom floor. Unfortunately, Chevrolet fumbled a bit with the design of the 1981 Monte Carlo and Malibu. However, in 1983, Chevrolet bounced back with an updated Monte Carlo SS. But even then, the rear cabin created substantial turbulence, affecting the vehicle's aerodynamics. The 1986 redesign was a game changer. The introduction of a double rear window not only mitigated the vehicle's aerodynamic weaknesses, but also gave it a visually powerful, speedy look. Chevrolet produced the minimum number of road-legal 1986 SSs necessary to satisfy NASCAR regulations and establish the car's stock status. Today, spotting one of these on the road is as rare as sighting a mythical creature, yet this car was undoubtedly a milestone. In 1986 and 87, Dale Earnhardt used this vehicle to execute 2 of the most dominant seasons of his career, and Darrell Waltrip drove it to victory in the 1989 Daytona 500. It seemed that regardless of the driver, the 86 Monte Carlo SS consistently emerged victorious. Additionally, it looked impressive while doing so. Some street stock racers even tried to emulate the Monte Carlo SS's style on local short tracks today, and it enjoys a loyal fan base. Number 1. The unsurpassable Oldsmobile 442 Cutlass Supreme, 1978 to 1980. Oldsmobile didn't just manufacture good-looking cars, they created what I believe to be the most visually appealing vehicle of all time. The Oldsmobile 442 Cutlass Supreme, produced between 1978 and 1980, represents the absolute zenith of NASCAR stock cars. Its low profile, length, width, and the sloping front end coupled with a swept-back rear cabin made it an aerodynamic marvel. During this time, these vehicles were the go-to choice for major track contenders. In 1979, over half of the 41 drivers starting the Daytona 500 chose a Cutlass. Interestingly, an Olds won that year with the driver, the legendary King, proceeding to win the season title. In 1980, it once again won the Daytona 500, this time under the skillful control of Buddy Baker, son of Buck Baker. The Bakers were known for their fondness for Oldsmobiles, and who could blame them? The 1978, 79, and 1980 championship winners, Cale Yarborough, Richard Petty, and Dale Earnhardt, respectively, chose to drive Oldsmobiles and Chevrolets. While the late 70s Monte Carlo holds a special place in my heart, the smooth silhouette of the Cutlass from the same era is simply unmatched. When it comes to street cars, there's a clear winner for me, the Cutlass. Do you agree with this ranking? Which one of these iconic cars would you choose as your ultimate NASCAR vehicle? And most importantly, which other cars do you think deserve to be on this list? Remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed this journey through NASCAR history, and don't forget to subscribe for more.